Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Peak. How's everybody doing? We uh we just got back from a wedding in Tybee Island. Our nephew, Nick Allsbrooks, got married to Effie. Um Now they're Nick and Effie. It's a beautiful wedding on Tybee Island. It was quite the ceremony. Got to meet lots of fun and interesting people from both sides of the family that I had not met yet. And it was quite the celebration. I enjoyed it. I'm a little under the weather, so I may sneeze or cough during this, and I greatly apologize if I do that. I also apologize for last week. I was posting the podcast, and in my haste, I accidentally loaded the wrong audio file. Now, a couple of things. I was notified that I had done the thing um, probably 3 days after I posted it, and I've only had one person catch it. So apparently, been a busy week for everybody. Not a lot of people are listening, and that's weirdly depressing. But it is what it is. Everybody's got busy lives. There's lots of competition, lots of fun stuff to look at and see and do. And listen, I get it. I'm just one blip out there in the voices that just happen to have some sort of following for whatever reason. So thank you. Thank you to those who pointed it out. Thank you. And I fixed it. So there you go. If you start to listen to last week's episode and it sounds like the one before, sorry. Reload it or go to Anchor and the new one is there, or on the website www.stuffiheard.com. The new one is there. I did change it, so again, apologies. So anyway, let's talk about stuff I heard. This past week, I got to work third shift the entire week, and I got to listen to a few podcasts from time to time, mainly listening to Confused Breakfast. I went back to the beginning of their catalog and started listening to their early episodes. And it's interesting to hear how they got their voice along as they went. I really enjoyed the episodes about Home Alone and Big. Those are really fun movies for me as a kid. Um, I kind of enjoyed the segment on Blockbuster Video and the home movie rental process and stuff like that. It did bring back a lot of memories. Um, but it's probably the most work friendly podcast that I listen to. Everybody there is pretty PG. So it's it was okay for me to listen to it out loud while things were going on and people were coming and going. But yeah, so working third shift this past week, I got to learn a lot. I got to do a lot. I also was able to watch a little bit of TV here and there before I'd go to sleep in the morning. So for me, it'd be like the end of my shift or whatever, and everybody goes to work, and I'm here, and I'm like, well, I need to stay awake for a few hours, so let's watch some stuff on TV. I started watching Big Mouth, the latest episodes. It's an animated series on Netflix, one of Nick Kroll's projects. A lot of comedians. A lot of it's very vulgar. It's turning of age, young kids going through puberty, and how the things in their lives that are making decisions for them are often their hormones. And they went with this idea of what if we anthropomorphize hormones as hormone monsters and have them have voices and actions. And it's really crude and crass and hilarious. I think this is something my friends would like. I think this is something my mom would be like, why are you watching this? Oh, my baby. Whatever. But it's really funny. Lots of comedians are in it. I enjoyed it. A lot of fun. Um, I also got to see the latest episode of Peripheral. And if you're not watching that on Amazon Prime, then I'm calling you out because it is the best TV that's being made. The Again, I can't say enough about Peripheral. This week's episode, every week is just like amping it up more and more crazy. I find myself out loud saying, "Are you kidding? Holy crap!" I mean, just unbelievable exasperations watching the show. I can only imagine that there was some kind of bidding war for this project because it is so well done. The actors are great. Their chemistry is great. The special effects are great. The story is really strong. And it's still a science fiction action show, but it's got all this other stuff going on that's just captivating. We're introduced to a new character this week. an assassin named Bob. Spoiler if you haven't seen this. Um, Listen, at this point, it's on you. You need to go watch it. I've been telling you about this for 3 weeks, so it's all on you. But I'm gonna just talk about it. So if you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, stop the episode, go watch Peripheral, and then start this back. Okay, so week 5, episode 5. A hitman named Bob is hired by the Research Institute to murder the Fishers. Flynn receives a brain scan and finds out what's causing her seizures, and Bob attacks Flynn, and Billy Ann gets caught in the crossfires. Now, that sounds like a lot when you just read it out loud. Watching it is even more impressive. All of these characters are so dynamic and so interesting, and you can't stop watching them. And even the policeman guy, the what's his name? Where's the I'm gonna type the word cast in. There's a policeman that's their buddy. He's great. Where's the images? Do the thing. Do the thing I want you to do. Why isn't the internet working today? I gotta get the internet working here. Why is it not working like it normally does? Every now and then Google decides it wants to do its own special thing, and it's a little annoying. I gotta admit. Where is it? IMDb. They'll have it. Good old IMDb. I don't even know what that stands for, but it's got it. Yeah, so the top characters, you got Chloe Grace Moretz, Jack Rayner, Chris Coy, Austin Rising. Who's the cop? Julian Moorcook. Yeah, he's good. There's so many good characters in this. It's just so amazing. I want everybody to see it. I just want everybody to see it. I want everybody to see it so we can talk about it because it's going to get crazier. That's the thing, is there's no limits to what this show is going to do and where it's going to go. It's really, really, really good. Okay, so beyond Peripheral and me being stoked about it, I'm also watching Andor. Andor just had episode 10, and I Googled it to see how many episodes are going to be per season. Right now, they're saying that there's going to be 2 seasons of 12 episodes apiece. So we still have 2 episodes apiece. Now, if you haven't seen Andor on Disney Plus, it's the Star Wars movie that's the prequel to Rogue One. Now, if you haven't seen it, skip this part if you're going to see it. If you just want to hear me talk, then listen. So, in this episode, there's a big prison break. Okay, you get the big moment where they finally realize, oh, there's no way out of here unless we just get out of here because something went terribly wrong on one of the lower floors. Somebody was supposed to get out. Instead of them getting out, they just transferred them to another floor. And you sort of find out that the Empire has this plan all along that they're just going to use people up. And when they think they're going to get out, they're just being transferred to another prison. So they sort of have to all get on board with there's only one way out of here. And the main character that we're watching, Cassian Andor, he is, I don't know, he's kind of a coward in a way, but kind of like brave because I say brave because he's like, we have to do this, and he has to convince other people to do it. But then he's kind of a coward in that he always gets somebody else to be the main voice. So in this, he convinces his, I guess you'd call it squad leader, Kino Loy, which is played by Andy Serkis. He gets him to basically be the voice on the intercom telling everybody it's time for us to get out of here. There's one way out. You have to rise up. You have to do whatever is necessary to get out of here. You know, take over your floor. We've taken over the station. There's never more than 12 guards per floor. You have to overthrow and find a way to get out of here. And he knows that this prison is basically built on water, and he knows that he can't swim. And you don't find that out until the end. Okay. Again, I said spoilers, so if you heard that part and you're like, "Oh my God, he can't swim," oh, listen, I warned you. Okay. He gets to the top and he can't swim. He's arranged for everybody to make it to the top so they could get their freedom. And all this time, he was just hoping that he could serve out his time and get picked up by a spaceship to take off. And it took him all this time to finally get to the point that he realized that he's going to die no matter what. And the only thing that he could do that would be a positive in his life at this point is to save everybody else. is to motivate everybody else to fight to get a way out. So one way out. They make their way to the top level. They get out, and most of them jump off into the water and start swimming. And he's standing there looking at Andor. And he's like, I can't swim. And he goes, what? And he goes, I can't swim. And Andor gets pushed off, and he swims. And you see him at the end run away. But man, what an incredible episode. Again, I've seen the little meme that says, there's no lightsabers, there's no star blasters, but it's still a Star Wars movie. It's still a Star Wars show, and it is. This is a great part of the show. Really great to have Andy Serkis play this character. I hate that he maybe just died in that scenario. I hope not. I hope we get to see him again. Hope he got out somehow. But very cool episode. All right. Then my wife and I were able to watch Super Pets, DC League of Super Pets. This came out last year. I was hesitant to watch it, but also it's got The Rock and Kevin Hart in it. And I mean, if The Rock and the Kevin Hart are going to be in it, you're like, okay, well, it's got to be good. There's other comedians that are in it: Kate McKinnon, Ben Schwartz, John Krasinski, Natasha Lyonne, Vanessa Bayer, lots of cast from Saturday Night Live, Mark Maron. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Keith David, Jimmy. Yeah. So trust me, this is pretty fantastic. Lots of voice actors. Matter of fact, if you bring it up on your Google, you can scroll through about 50 named voices in this show. But it's basically a cartoon about Crypto the Superdog and Superman being inseparable best friends, sharing the same superpowers and fighting crime side by side in Metropolis. However, the Man of Steel and the rest of the Justice League are kidnapped, and Crypto must convince a ragtag group of animals to master their own newfound powers for a rescue mission. Said the budget was not $90 million, and box office was $204 million. That's pretty good. More than doubled your money. And I enjoyed it. I really did. I don't know why it's got some negative reviews. Rotten Tomatoes has it as a 73%. Google's got it at 3.7 out of 5. Why did they give it? Why did some people poo-poo on it? I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's fun. It's really fun to listen to the cast speak and try to figure out where you know them from. Keanu Reeves as Batman is pretty funny. But yeah, really great show. I enjoyed it. Diego Luna. Hey, how about that? He plays Chip. No kidding. No kidding. I just talked about him. He's the one who plays Cassian Andor in Rogue One. Okay. There's a little tie-in. How about that? That wasn't even planned. Just a happy accident. Just a happy accident, like most of us. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So yeah, that's it. That's all. I just wanted to get you guys to know what was going on in the world and hopefully find some direction, some fun stuff to watch, some fun stuff to be a part of. It is getting to be Christmas time. I got my Star Wars Boba Fett shirt on. It's got the Stormtrooper Darth Vader and Boba Fett, and Darth Vader's going, Bubbo, it's cold outside. You can see it on YouTube. It's pretty cute. My wife got me this shirt years ago, and it's funny because there's times where different family members will see it and they'll be like, oh my God, I never seen that shirt. And I'm like, I've literally worn it here every year. But it's nice to know that they're paying attention because they're not. So anyway, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Next weekend, I will be with Mr. Gregory Steele and the 95 Band hanging out. They have a concert at Lee's in Albany, Georgia, Lee's Pub. So if you're in the area, stop by, have a good time with us. It'll be fun. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you enjoy this, please let me know. If you want to be on the podcast, let me know. And as always, be the cow.
So I want you guys to give me more likes. Give me more likes.